These two brother soldiers in the Russian army face the grim reality of war on the devastating battlefields of Ukraine. Both were tasked with carrying essential supplies for their unit on a motorized rickshaw. The soldier seated behind held his mobile phone, recording a video as they drove along. With an uneasy laugh, he asked his brother what it felt like to be on Ukrainian soil. Little did they know, a Ukrainian drone was watching their every move from above. After traveling only a short distance, disaster struck. A grenade dropped by the drone landed directly in front of their rickshaw. Shrapnel tore through the air, injuring them both. Panicked and disoriented, they abandoned the vehicle and began running for safety. The elder brother grabbed the younger one's hand, pulling him forward while frantically calling their unit on the walkie-talkie for help. The relentless drone pursued them, hovering menacingly overhead. It harassed them relentlessly, forcing the brothers to dart this way and that in desperation. Then came another attack. A second grenade fell from the drone, landing just steps away from the elder brother. In the chaos, his gun discharged accidentally, firing a shot that narrowly missed the younger brother. Their hearts pounded as they ran even faster, adrenaline driving them onward despite their injuries. The video ended as they were taken for medical aid, one of them muttering, "Ukraine isn't fun at all." This Russian soldier laughs in the face of death. He sees the Ukrainian drone, raises his middle finger and mocks it. He doesn't know what's coming next. It all starts with a lone soldier emerging from a hidden trench. He looks around cautiously, then walks toward the trees, completely unaware that he's being watched. A Ukrainian drone silently moves in, tracking his every step. Then boom, a grenade drops near him. He flinches, heart pounding, and sprints back to the trench. His comrades are waiting. The drone, relentless, hovers above, watching. Moments later, the Russian soldiers peer out, their eyes scanning the sky. Then comes the laughter. One of them smirks, staring at the drone. "Look," he scoffs, "the Ukrainians sent a drone to kill us." They laugh together. They think it's a joke. But war doesn't laugh. Another grenade falls, this time directly on their trench. The footage ends. Their fate? Unknown. This Russian commander made a deadly mistake, and his comrades paid the price. It all started with the three of them racing at full speed toward the combat zone in a Chinese buggy. But when the commander spotted a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone overhead, panic set in. Without hesitation, he jumped from the moving vehicle, forcing his comrades to stop the buggy abruptly. That's when everything went wrong. The moment the buggy came to a halt, a Ukrainian FPV drone seized its chance to strike. Chaos erupted as the three men scrambled in every direction. The commander pulled out his pistol, firing wildly at the circling drone, but his shots missed their mark. In the confusion, one soldier ran back toward the buggy. The drone struck the buggy, igniting an explosion. The soldier was hit by shrapnel. As the smoke cleared, he staggered toward his comrades, wounded but alive. Their ride was destroyed, so they began walking, exposed and vulnerable. While on foot, the commander radioed headquarters, assuring them he and his team were safe. But danger wasn't done with them yet. Another Ukrainian drone appeared overhead, closing in fast. This time, the commander and his already wounded partner abandoned the third soldier. The drone struck again, exploding just feet away from the third man. Shrapnel tore through him, leaving him crumpled on the ground. For a while, he knelt there, dazed, trying to gather his thoughts. When he finally stood up, his legs wobbled beneath him. Dizziness overtook him. It was clear he'd been pushed to his limits. Eventually, fellow soldiers arrived to carry him off the battlefield, dragging him toward medical aid. This Russian soldier is a man betrayed by his own. Every time his comrades abandon him to die, despite the risks he takes for them. Here he is again, risking his life to fetch water for soldiers who, without him, drink dirt and even their own urine to survive. A Ukrainian drone spots him from above. He moves cautiously, eyes locked on the drone. But then his foot catches in a hole. Panic surges as he tries to run, but it's too late. The drone drops a grenade nearby. The explosion knocks him down, shrapnel grazing his body. Injured but alive, he limps back to camp. The next day, he goes out again, this time with a companion. When the drone appears, his so-called partner runs, leaving him behind. He sprints, but the drone strikes fast, dropping another grenade. This time, it lands closer. Shrapnel tears into his feet and face. Bleeding and broken, he staggers back to his unit. His comrades rush to help, lifting him toward a medic vehicle that arrives moments later. But when they see a drone in the distance, the medics flee. One by one, his comrades drop him and run. Left alone, he collapses, betrayed once more, not by enemies, but by those he fought to protect. This Russian soldier faced the grim reality of war, but never gave up. It all started when he and two of his comrades were riding bikes, tasked with delivering a critical message from their commander to their unit. Along the way, disaster struck. Ukrainian forces attacked them with a kamikaze drone, and artillery shells exploded nearby multiple times. Despite the chaos, while the other two soldiers turned back, this lone soldier pressed on at full speed. Amidst the terrifying landscape of Ukraine, filled with destroyed buildings, abandoned tanks, and the scars of battle, he kept moving forward. His determination was unshakable. But then, spotting a Ukrainian drone overhead, he abandoned his bike and began running on foot. Moments later, the drone dropped a grenade. It landed near his feet and exploded. Shrapnel tore into his legs, yet astonishingly, he didn't fall. He staggered, glanced down at his wounds, and kept walking. As he moved, he looked at his shoulder, likely hit by shrapnel as well. The Ukrainian drone hovered above him, its camera zooming in on his face. At one point, his rifle got caught in a bush. After freeing it, he spotted an FPV drone racing toward him. With what little strength he had left, he tried to raise his weapon and take aim. Exhaustion and pain overtook him. He couldn't focus, couldn't fire. The FPV drone closed in rapidly and exploded just feet away, sending shrapnel tearing through his body once more. And yet, against all odds, showing unimaginable bravery, he somehow found the will to get back up.